It's time to rethink how we use CRMs for business networking and sales. Let's go. I'm Mark Perone with Rethink Revenue. We are a CRM augmenter. If you hate your CRM or you hate your salespeople and want to figure out how to make them better, talk to me. Today in my room, I'm going to try and outclass the other presenters with this statement. I'm going to give you guys the tech stack that I recommend you use that is a very low cost, high yield information gathering set. I am going to talk about the difference between a spreadsheet, Outlook, and a CRM, or Gmail if you use Gmail as your CRM. But in that conversation, we're going to go through a tech stack so you can see what the integrations look like. If you guys want to come to my room, thanks for coming to the room today. I'm going to run through a quick list before I get started on this because I've made this recommendation 3 times this week, and I realized that this should be the deal that I offer to H7 as a freemium offering. It will give you insight into how you can sorry about this word for those of you that aren't data people, but concatenate information down into one system without a bunch of admin function, okay? I am a Hubspot reseller, just so we're clear, but that is not the only CRM that I believe works for businesses. So I'm a little bit different in that HubSpot does not like me to say to other people, get this other CRM because it's better for your business. I'm fully transparent with that. The free version of HubSpot for most people in H7 is the most powerful tool that you can get. And I'm telling you that even from the accounting side of things. Sorry, Mark. The concept of integrated software is very prevalent in that CRM, okay? So if you have that piece of software, you already have an email client, okay? Who uses Outlook in here? Raise your hand. Outlooks. Very nice. Okay, so Outlook or Gmail would be the second two that you need. If you have an email client that works off of those other 2 clients where you like to organize information better in it, I forget what they're called, but there's like these little mini clients that you can get that like allow you to put files in different organizational processes. It will not integrate. You will have to do it through one of the major email clients, which would be Outlook or Gmail, okay? Third, LinkedIn. That's free too, okay? Get LinkedIn. If it doesn't make sense to you now, the more you come to Tech Corner, the more it'll make sense to you. The free version of LinkedIn, just so we're clear. So if you spend money on Microsoft products, you're spending money there, okay? You're probably already doing that. Free version of HubSpot, free version of LinkedIn. You've got to get a virtual calendar link, okay? I recommend Calendly. The reason why I recommend Calendly, this is a paid tool at the level that I'm talking about it. It's $12 a month. It will allow you to send emails for every meeting that you schedule. So you can send a reminder email and a post email automatically, all right? That integrates with HubSpot, okay? The last one, and I've just discovered this in the last month, is Link Match. Okay, LinkMathc. Okay, this is a paid tool also. It's $20 a month. All right. With this setup, you can drive all your targeting, all your suspects, all your prospects into your CRM. You don't have to touch it. Okay, you don't have to add Mark Perone. You will have to add my virtual meeting link if and when you get it. If you set up your HubSpot that way, if you need to know how to do that, I will help you for free through Tech Corner or through a one-to-one. Let me know. With those 5 tools, you can do a lot of damage as a salesperson. You have to come up with a process to run through the information, but those 5 things, Link Match, Calendly, HubSpot, LinkedIn, and your email client set you on a course to set a sales record. I do it. I've done it with every single client I've ever had. When I say every single one, this isn't 4, this is over 12 years, 100 plus. I don't know how many it is, but it's a lot, right? And every single time we hit our mark, every time, okay? the reason why this is important, well, let me stop. Anybody have any questions about any of that stuff? Yep. Anna, go ahead.
Can you put the link for link match in the chat? Because when I Google link match, I get a bunch of craziness.
Yes, ma'am.
I have to honestly say, last week when we did link match, I went ahead and did it, and it has saved me so much time and effort after you've initially put it up.
Yep. It takes 2 minutes to set up. It's very easy once you understand that all the boxes are already checked. Just hit go. It's done for you. Okay. You're not going to give me a shout out on the HubSpot thing? Come on, Tabitha.
Oh yes. Okay. But I wasn't going to say anything. So this is what happened. So I have Airtable as my CRM, but after last week, after listening to everything you said, and it was what I needed to hear, because that's what I've been waiting for. And so I connected link match and to my LinkedIn, and then pushed everything into Airtable. So I have HubSpot. So I have HubSpot on my website, and HubSpot for, is receiving the link match, and then it pushes into my CRM. So I built a powerful tool now that I, no matter what happens, when I hit that button, it shows up in my CRM and makes life a little bit a lot easier. So my mind. Ping.
Yep, John.
Link match real quick. Just briefly tell me what that does, or explain what it does.
Better yet, I will show you what it does. Share. I've got a lot of instances of HubSpot, so I need to make sure that I'm logged into mine. Go to my account.
You and I have talked about this in the past, and I don't think we've talked about this for this.
Yep, I gotcha. So can you guys see my screen? Okay. So what link match does is, when I go to LinkedIn, I have to be logged in my HubSpot instance to do this, just so we're all clear. All right. You're going to see these little X's and check marks that pop up all over the screen once it all loads. And let's say I do Nancy. So this little check mark right here indicates that she's in my HubSpot instance already. Okay. So it's showing me who's in my HubSpot instance. If I go to, I think I'm connected with everybody in here, maybe Tronda. I don't know if we're connected on LinkedIn or not.
Yep.
Nope, I'm already connected. So it's going to check to see if she's in my CRM for me. If she wasn't in my CRM, or if she is in my CRM, it's going to do a little check mark. Okay. If I want to add her to my CRM, it will pop up with something that says add to CRM. So let me do CEO. Enter. CEOs are my target in many instances. I'm just going to pick a random one. This guy right here.
Do those on the right-hand side, do those red X's mean they're in your CRM?
No, the red X means no.
2 red X's where people also viewed?
Yeah, so no, these people are not my CRM, just like this guy isn't my CRM.
Oh, okay.
So I click this, it takes it straight out of LinkedIn and dumps it in my CRM for me, and it's going to allow me to fill in. John, you're more sophisticated than the average person, so this would be a good workflow for you. So like, if there's something I could pick up from here, like if I wanted to add them to, let's say gender, right? This is a guy. I don't have gender in my CRM really for most people, but I could fill in all of the properties that I want associated with this person. And then you know how the filtering works when you, like, let's say I had a filter in there that was like males only, then it would drop it into that filter for me. And if I had an email list that was an active list, it would drop it in there based on that filtering criteria.
You use your custom properties you set up to on
That's
this form, or would I have to go into the?
Nope, they're here. So LinkedIn connection, LinkedIn profile, promise for next week. Like you guys seen that on my form. That's not your CRM.
Yeah. Right.
Yep. Your custom properties are here. It does recognize those. So
that's awesome.
I would create this and then it drops them in there. Now that's really cool. That's worth the money really. But the cooler thing is this. So Clay and I have been going back and forth, and it's saving all of the messages into my CRM for me. Yeah. So if I go back to Clay and I look at his, if I open this in CRM, Scanning it first. It's going to update anything that he's changed for me. And then it's going to allow me to go, I'm going to update all. And then it's going to allow me to bounce straight back into my CRM. And you'll see under notes, all our messaging has been saved here. So this is a way to get all that information that you're working on LinkedIn into your CRM. It's really, really solid. This is the best one I've seen so far. I don't sell it. I'm just endorsing it because I use it. It's an awesome product. Okay.
What do you do for people that are already in?
$20 a month.
Thank you.
Yep. Go ahead, John.
And what do you do for people that are already in your CRM when you sign up for Link Match? Does it automatically sync with all the people, or do you have to go into each person and resync them?
Nope. The messages you do need to sync initially. So you'll have to go through and hit your messaging, and then from that point moving forward, when you write a message, it'll sync. It'll sync. Yep.
But like email addresses, or let's say titles. Does it automatically sync those for you, or do you have to go into each person and resync them?
That I don't know. I didn't test that, so
Okay.
I can't answer that question.
It's kind of like a product from here moving forward, not go back and fix all your old data.
I think so. I think that's the way it works. Okay. All right. So everybody clear on that? Any questions, concerns, suggestions past what John had? No. Okay.
Is there something in with the LinkedIn thing that shows their email?
Yeah, you have to be first level connected with them.
Oh, and then in LinkedIn, it'll just show
Yeah.
if they have it.
Yeah, most of the
Okay.
time. So the way LinkedIn works is when you first level connect with someone, you actually have to turn off don't show email address to my first level connections. In the presets, when you join LinkedIn, unless you go in and turn that off, every time you first level connect with someone, it shows you their contact information. So if I go back to Clay, I go to his contact information, he's listed his email address here. It rips that for you. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah. Do you get HubSpot first, install that, and then Link Match? Does the order matter?
You should. So when you go to Link Match, it's going to ask you what your CRM is. So you actually, the API connects are different on these. So I forget where is it, integrated partners. So these are all the CRMs that it, well, no, that's not it. Where is it? Supported CRMs: Zoho Recruit, Pipedrive, HubSpot, Insightly, Cats, PRC, Greenhouse, and Close. So each one of those are the CRMs that have the API connect to it. If you have Salesforce, it doesn't work. So I should have said that initially, sorry. So you would need HubSpot first to assign it that activity. Okay, anything else? All right, so I'm gonna lean on our resident smart person. Tabitha, please unmute. What is the difference between a spreadsheet, email client, and CRM?
How you manage, how you're able to manage, and how you're able to keep all of the data. It's more, I think, for customer relationship management, CRM is better. Spreadsheet is heavily reliant on manual processes.
Okay, and then for those of you that are using your email client as your CRM, some of you may not know what CRM means: customer relationship management. Okay. You're probably, number one, very focused on the work that you did at the previous job you had. Okay. Many times you don't need a CRM because the information is warehoused elsewhere within an organization. So you could go to like the accounting department to get information about accounts that are associated with the business. Okay. We as business owners, and if everybody's not a business owner on the entrepreneurial side, we got to wear more hats. Okay. What I do is I talk about segmenting your workflows into divisions of labor. Okay. I put out this, actually, I did a presentation on Monday for why CRM. And so this document kind of outlines why CRM. Okay, for instance, I got a client that has 330,000 businesses in Ohio. Okay, that's all of them actually, all 330,000 businesses that are registered in Ohio. That spreadsheet is really, really long, and it's really, really wide with all the columns. It becomes unwieldy when you have a bunch of detail about the businesses and the contacts at the businesses. Inside of that concept, not all of you are going to that level, right? You're probably like, well, I only have, 500 companies that I want to look at and like maybe 120 contacts at those companies. I know that those numbers seem small, but when you start getting details about your different businesses, and for instance, when I want to look at an individual and I start to get all these data points, I want to know if they're subscribed to my YouTube channel. I want to know if they have a virtual meeting link, what their email address is, what their LinkedIn profile is. This concept of understanding who someone is from the information that you have about them is nearly impossible to put in a spreadsheet and make sense of it. Okay. Something that you're going to notice is on a spreadsheet, it would say first name and last name, right? Alex Hit. And then the next column would be email address. And then the next column would be, I'm going to go to a better one. Let me go to Greg so you guys can see what his looks like. Greg has like 32 email addresses, right? So if Greg, it's actually probably more than that in reality. So you see, I've got all of his email addresses here on a primary email address because he's got a bunch of different company addresses. Think about trying to put that in a spreadsheet or trying to deal with that in Outlook or Gmail. It becomes a very difficult thing to do. You're probably going to email different email addresses from the last conversation. You'll notice that it doesn't matter what email address that he sends from. All of that information is coming straight over from the email client. So when I send or receive an email from him, it's getting concatenated down into this database and it shows his activities over time. The other cool thing about this is Greg actually has like multiple companies he's associated with. On this side, I can go look at all the companies that he's associated with. And it's a very robust view of everything. Now, if I was going to sell stuff to Greg, I could put a deal in here, and trying to use that in Outlook or in an Excel spreadsheet, it becomes very unwieldy. You become overwhelmed with trying to keep track of stuff in your head. And John, I think this is something I could probably get a testimonial from you on, where pulling into a CRM, even though he works for a company, there's nobody else on the line that's from your company, right, John?
No.
Okay. He's got his own CRM that he's operating in so that he can keep track of his own activities and then up those activities to what his company would like to see from him. So he's got his whole network in there, hopefully. He's got all of his vendors he's familiar with. He's got all the contacts that he's done business with and will do business with. And he is communicating with them on behalf of his company, but he controls his own database. If John would ever leave his current company, not that he will, very happy where he's at, it's a great company, and go to another company, all that information goes with him. So he's now become exponentially more valuable for a position or a management role that he might go into elsewhere. Are you guys tracking me on this? If you rely on the business you work for that information, it is theft if you put it in their system and then pull it back out. If you put it in your system first and then put it in their system, it's yours. You owned it. Does that make sense to everyone? I know it seems like a lot of work, but it's really not, because your email client can be attached to any email client, not any, Gmail or Outlook can be attached to the HubSpot instance, so you can pull information out of it. All right. So as far as like this flat view of a CRM or of a Outlook or Gmail, or the flat view of a spreadsheet, you don't have all this interrelated data that's connecting all these points. It's becoming 360 when you start to look at it. Now, the great thing about this is I'll get into that one that has 330,000. The 330,000 people that were on the spreadsheet, I'm sorry, companies that were on the spreadsheet, I think it's 318 actually once I parsed. 318,000. It now shows me two views. It shows me how many companies we have, and I know what companies I don't have contacts at. This is their entire market share, let the record show. Like, not all of us have this advantage, right? Imagine you had a list of every company you could ever do business with. They have their entire market share, 100% of it. They know who they can do business with. Now it's a matter of finding contacts for half of them. Then it's a matter of reaching out to those contacts with your value proposition and what your benefits are for the businesses you work with. Identifying who you can work with first is the targeting methodology. Jesse, I'm sure this is what you wanted to talk to me about. So when you get in here and you have a low level amount of information, you want to try and build information to a point where you're comfortable showing them what your benefit is. In my world, an email actually acts, you give me your email address, that is a sign that you're interested in what I do or what I offer. I can start a different messaging set there. Here it's, have you heard about this company before? Here it's, now that you've heard about us, companies like yours enjoy this benefit. They're two different messaging sets. That's all in the marketing division of labor. That's not sales methodology. Any of you hardcore salespeople in here, I don't know that I have a real hardcore outside sales, maybe Sandy. Do you do cold calls, Sandy? Ish? You're muted. Muted.
I do.
I was muted.
Yes.
I do, but not a lot.
Okay. So you guys are getting screwed. Sorry to tell you this. You guys are doing marketing efforts as a salesperson. Okay. This is a contentious thing for commission salespeople where they build their lives around how awesome they are at cold calling. But the fact of the matter is you were hired to do marketing for your company first, and they've laid this responsibility on you where it's go find data for us. If you already have it, you're winning. You're that much further ahead, right? If you knew who to call, that's better than just make calls.